What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs, joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapiche, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. Thank you once more for stopping by on this lovely, windy on my end here, Wednesday, or actually Thursday. Jeez, I'm so used to saying Wednesday, but it's actually Thursday. We're recording this on Thursday because if you guys do recall, there is a fight here in town. That I'm going to be covering. It's going to be at the Cosmopolitan, and there were some media events that I attended yesterday, Wednesday. So we had talked about it last week. Talked to Andrew, and I was like, "Yo, let's push it to Thursday to get some active action going on Wednesday." Make sure to check our YouTube channel, of course, because I post some shorts there and some videos. There's still one more to go. It's just man, this editing. Sometimes when they're in the ring and they're shadow boxing and whatnot, they got the music blasting in the background. That copyrighted shit really gets on me. So I got to make sure to figure a way around that. So it takes me a bit to edit some of these videos, but regardless, make sure to check them out. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for Friday for the weigh-in, and then Saturday for some stuff going on. That fight that I will be attending. It's going to be at the Cosmopolitan, so make sure to check that out. All right. So that, of course, leads us to why we're recording this show on a Thursday, and plenty to talk about because sometimes when we don't do the show on Wednesday, that kind of gives us one extra day to see what other news pops up, and more often than not, something does come up. So we got plenty to talk about because in addition to the fight that I'm going to be covering on Saturday here in Vegas, we got a couple of other fights. No less than a week removed from a great heavyweight fight last Saturday between Wilder and Chisora. We got more heavyweights coming up this weekend with Tyson Fury making his return to the ring after his gazillionth retirement against Makhmudov, if I can pronounce his last name properly. His I don't know if I want to try out his first name, Arslanbek. We'll try that. Makhmudov, 12 rounds going on Netflix. So make sure to check out Netflix this Saturday because we're going to talk about that one. We're going to be tossing in our predictions, although we know who, the heavy favorite is going to be there. And serving as co-main event, Conor Benn. Conor Benn is going to be in action, taking on Regis Prograis in the welterweight division. That will also be on that'll be in the card. It'll be co-main event on Netflix. So we're going to be talking about those, given our predictions, and then some stuff that we've heard about both Conor and Tyson. That's going to be part of the topic of conversation here. More news that we're going to be talking about. The kind of surprising, but maybe not really, half and half signing of Zuffa signing, I should say, of Richardson Hitchins, the current IBF 140-pound champ, and title, well, at least one time title challenger, 168-pounder Edgar Berlanga officially signed with Zuffa, and we're going to be talking about what that means, if anything at all. But anyway, we've wanted to throw in our 2 cents with that because we got plenty to say about that. Good buddy Jermall Charlo decided to call it quits and retire over the last few days here, posting some very questionable pictures, or at least one questionable picture, and claiming he's done. Again, we kind of figured he was done anyway. I mean, when you don't fight for some time and then you come back later with one fight, and it kind of seems like you're already retired. I guess this is the official announcement of him actually retiring. I guess it's the equivalent of quiet quitting before you actually put in your 2-week resignment. But Charlo calling it quits. We're going to be talking about that. And the current state of PBC not looking that great, according to these numbers that we were able to find online for the pay-per-view buys for Fundora and Thurman. I won't disclose that quite yet. I'm going to wait till we actually talk about the story because, boy, that looks pretty dire. But regardless, we're going to be talking about that. If anything else pops up, we will definitely talk about that. But those are the main topics of conversation. So let's go ahead and, well, actually, let me say this before I get started. Always a word from our sponsor, Health Y Sol, or Health Y Sol. Make sure to check them out. They are tallow-based company, tallow-based products, soaps, etc. And And make sure to check out their website. If you happen to find anything you like on there, you want to try it out, make sure to use the code MADBoxing10 at checkout and get 10% off of your purchase, or follow the affiliate link that's going to be in the description of this video and help us out, because we try to bring you guys as much content as we possibly can, and we always greatly appreciate it. So make sure to check them out. Health eSoul one more time. Oh, and then just one last thing. Thank you, guys. We've reached 180 subscribers, followers. I guess I'm trying to figure out here what the exact number as of now. Yes, 180 subscribers. We appreciate it, guys. We always like to hear from you. So whenever we see that number climbing, I want to give out a personal warm thank you to everybody. So 180 subscribers. We're headed towards cruiserweight limits there. Just give us a few more, and we'll get there momentarily. But we appreciate it, as always. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the I guess the main fight that's going to be taking place this Saturday. Tyson Fury, former lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the man of the weight class, is going to be returning to the ring in a 12-round bout. Taking on, again, I'm going to butcher his first name, so I'm going to leave it as it is. I know I can say Makhmudov because I can pronounce that part easier. That's going to be taking place on Netflix, which is cool. There's been not that many fights of it. We haven't seen that many fights on Netflix yet, but the ones that have taken place have done some pretty cool numbers. Hopefully, this does the same thing. So let's get started on this one. I'm going to bring in Andrew here on this one. All right, Andrew. We're going to see Tyson Fury back in the ring after I've lost count of how many times he's officially retired, but he's back in a 12-rounder. I've seen pictures of him. It looks like he's training. He looks kind of thin, so it looks like he's ready for this. We're going to be talking about right after this who he might have next, but let's go ahead and get started with this one. Are we excited to see Tyson Fury back again?
Well, what's up, Miguel? You want to know what's funny? Is when I was looking out the window right now, there's no rain, but we're having a straight lightning and thunderstorm right now. No rain.
Maybe it's coming.
It must be. Well, the clouds do look dark that are coming. So maybe the rain is out there. I can't see the if there's rain off in the distance, but as soon as I said 3, 2, 1, that was when the first one hit. It was so tight, dude. Yeah, it was right when we hit record. The bang, bang, bang started going off. I was like, uh-oh. It is Fury's week. The return of the heavyweight champ, ex-heavyweight champ. He's good for the sport. He's entertainment. I can't say that they're too excited out there. I mean, the biggest story about this fight is the ticket sales, right? This was supposed to be Conor Benn's big opening night, big opening day into the superstardom world, as one of the headliners. I don't even know if Tyson Fury's getting more play out there than Conor Benn is. I think everyone's talking more about Conor Benn and Prograis than they are of Fury. But listen, as long as Fury's going to stay, he's good. He's entertaining. He hasn't dropped off that much, right? We haven't seen him, look tremendously. He hasn't looked like Chisora or Wilder yet, and we're still putting up with them too.
It's a very good point.
Wilder's about to fight AJ. We're like, that's a good fight.
Right. Which is might be one of the reasons why he's like, what? Those guys are no, I'll come back.
Exactly. Yeah. So as long as he looks like the old Tyson Fury, jabbing, moving, very sloppy boxing, a very lazy, I'm gonna lay on you and wear you down type of a fight, he should be fine. I'm more interested in Conor Benn, and it's not because I think Prograis is gonna win. It's more because I want to know how he takes in this moment, what his ego is going to feel like when if these fans don't turn out. Now, look, we already know the ticket sales are bad. They've dropped the tickets. They put out some deal, buy 2, get 2, right? Bunch of ways to try to sell this out. Hopefully the fans show up at nighttime. Sometimes all this talk goes away when it's like, hey, well, at fight time, they did show up. However they got him in there, and the fighter feels better when he walks out. If this place is empty, it's going to be interesting to see how Conor Benn reacts to that in the ring. Also looks like him and Eddie might not be as close as friends as we once thought when he signed with Zuffa. Seems like this breakup is now splitting them apart more than ever. It'd be interesting to see if Eddie Hearn's there and if they have a trade of words before the fight starts,
Yes. Don't spill the beans yet. That's going to be the next one. But
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah. Once we go into the Conor and Prograis fight, we're going to throw that in there for sure.
Oh, see it. I'm a dummy. No, but you know what? I wasn't even talking about that.
Okay.
But you're all right. Yeah, that just came up. But I have just seen these two have been going at it, and yes, it hit a peak this one. So yeah, it will be interesting to see if Eddie's there. As far as the main event, look, hope Tyson wins. I hope he looks good. The other guy has a decent record.
Yeah, I pulled it up here. 34 wins, 2 losses. Wait, that's actually what's his name? Fuck,
I was like, I thought he had.
No. I pulled up Tyson because I wanted to see when the last time that he fought, which was December of 2024. Part of me pulling this up here was going to ask you if that inactivity is going to do anything for him. He is 37, so he's not a young cat anymore, but he's not exactly 40 yet. So do you think that year and whatever 5 months it is, 4 months, December 2024 was that second loss to Usyk. Do you think that inactivity will affect him?
If his opponent allows it to affect him, it might, right? Got to bring the fight to him. Got to throw punches, see if his head movement's off, if his reflexes are off. Tyson, hey, that's a good angle. Tyson relies a lot on natural ability, right? He's a head mover. He likes going off a reflex. So definitely the year off at 37 could affect him. Are you going to allow him to play that chess match, though? What's the young man's name? What's his first name again?
I might be easier to just say the last name.
Last name.
Makhmudov.
Makhmudov.
Yeah.
It's gonna be up to Makhmudov on how he approaches this fight. If he stays on the outside and lets Tyson work the 1-2 and simply box him, well, then Tyson might not have an issue. Bring the fight at him, Usyk kind of style, move around angles, throw a lot of punches, definitely could play a role in the staying out of the ring so long.
I pulled up his record, 21 wins, 2 losses. The 2 losses were to KO. Were by KO. One in the 4th round, one in the 8th. One to Caballel, which everybody's kind of on right now. He seems to be the next hot thing, and he might eventually get there, but that one is understandable. The other one to Guido Vianello. We've seen him fight a few times. He lost to him as well. That one was 8th round TKO. So the only losses on his record were by KO/TKO and to some recognizable names. So it's not like he lost to complete bums or anything like that, although Guido was never elite. But regardless,
they're not complete bums, but those 2 losses, wow. Miguel, for him to get a shot at Tyson Fury, I don't know, man. Tyson better have this guy out of here pretty fast. I'm not saying, 2-3 rounds. I better not see a 12-round fight, though. If Guido, you tell me that guy Guido beat this man?
And he stopped him.
And who was the other guy that stopped him?
Caballel, Caballel. Yeah, that dude.
Right?
Yeah, the prospect. That guy who's got heavy ass hands and everybody's kind of going crazy about. So that one's a little more understandable.
To a certain point, but Tyson should win this just off of his experience, right? Just being like you're fighting the best of the best, and those guys beat you. Watch when you see this guy move around. Yeah, Tyson's gonna look pretty old if he don't win this. I didn't know he had lost to, especially Guido. I'll give him like you said, Caballel is an up and comer. We don't know what his potential is yet, but Guido, damn, that better have been an off night for you, man. Now, I wonder what the odds are on this. Do we have odds on this one? Did you grab those?
I didn't grab them, but I can pull them up because I can pull them up on my phone here. But while I do that, it looks like just based off of this here, his last fight was October 2025, so pretty active. I'm talking about Makhmudov. it seems as though he was, selected as an opponent, kind of sort of the way like Otto Wallin was, right? Like those kind of guys, like get some of that ring rust off of Tyson. So that being said, wouldn't that kind of lean towards trying to go the 12 rounds? Like we know Tyson sometimes plays with his food, so to speak. He doesn't really, go in there for the fucking kill. He will land. He's finished some guys off. It's not like he doesn't. But knowing that he's been off for a while, wouldn't it benefit him to try to go to the 12 rounds? Be okay with that. Like, all right, let me go ahead and shake off as much of the ring rust. If he comes in and mops the floor with Makhmudov in 4 rounds, well, I mean, obviously there was a level disparity there, right? The discrepancy, but really, he wants the rounds, doesn't he? He wants the time in the ring to shake off that ring rust.
To a certain degree. Look, his market obviously is dropping too because his fight didn't sell as good as other Tyson Fury fights have done in the past. So we can say that his market is kind of falling. Also, we know that the UK crowd, they're very in tune with the boxing world. Makhmudov just might not be the opponent that's drawing people out to the ticket booth either. This is on Netflix.
Yep.
Might be a lot of people saying, "Hey, I get that for free. Stay at home, right? Save some money." So hopefully Netflix has a good viewership out there, but definitely I think the opponent did not help Tyson Fury in this. So Fury needs to show up. He needs to get a knockout victory. And like I said, Miguel, I don't think it will end in 3 or 4 rounds. I just don't want to see it go 12. Right. So if you take the guy 8 rounds, 8 solid rounds, and then give the fans a good stoppage, I don't think that's a bad night. Then what you got to do is sign up for your next fight, though. Don't give us this BS of leaving for 10, 12 months. You know what I mean? Try to get your next fight right away, and then going 8 rounds won't matter at all because now you're right back in training and you got another fight signed up. So I think he still should not go for the knockout, but definitely there's the rain. Oh. Yeah, very, very good, bro.
This is an electrifying show, an episode. To steal a quote from The Rock.
So yeah, whatchamacallit. But that's how I see Tyson should take this, especially with them bringing up the tickets as much as they are, especially me tonight. You gotta have a good showing. You gotta make something viral, right? So Get a good knockout, come on that microphone, do what Tyson does best, and sell the next fight.
All right, and we will get to that very shortly. I was able to get the odds. Tyson Fury at -500, while Makhmudov is a +333.
That's still not as much as I thought. Wow. No, because seriously, with the loss out to Guido, I'm thinking it was going to be +1200. I mean, Guido and Fury, that's 2 different. that's
a vastly different opponent.
Yes, yeah. So I thought they would give the guy. I mean, Fury must not be showing something. And the -500. I mean, Miguel, that's a guaranteed win for most ballers, right? I don't, -500. That seems like a easy bet for the guys that drop 20 grand, 30 grand on these types of for sure bets, right? That's what they would call this one. I'm gonna say, like I said last week, it doesn't seem like the bookies have this as a for sure bet. It really doesn't. Some of that's going to be off. Okay, no one bet on Makhmudov, so they had to give him a plus something, right? But they're a little nervous on Fury too. -500. -500.
And then I got the prop ones too, or at least the method of winning. That one did pop up on the BetMGM app. Tyson by KO, TKO, or DQ at -175. All right. Fury on points +300. Makhmudov by KO, TKO, or DQ +550. And Makhmudov by points +1100. That one definitely sounds a lot more like what you were talking about. And then lastly, a draw at +1800. So
Yeah, see that
Yeah.
that negative 500 is really that's like a sucker's bet, right? I'm telling you, they're gonna get hella guys going, bro. There's no way Tyson loses this. Drop 10 grand.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming back in 36 minutes. Guarantee you, you're gonna have your money back and
And
some.
some, and some,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So that's crazy that they're giving a for sure bet that good of odds. What are they? What are we missing? And then the plus 33.30. And you said by knockout is only plus 550.
Mm-hmm.
He's an underdog, but you're getting that's a legit bet that the bookies are like, we don't really know, right? Because if dude, that's a weird one, man. And we called it last week with Wilder, dude. It's another one. That's a good bet. Plus 33 on minus 500. I think the bookies are nervous on Tyson Fury. The knockout power of Makhmudov. What was that like? What is his knockout on his wins?
19.
19 out of 24 wins?
Out of 21.
20. Oh, he's gonna knock Fury out. Yes, they have. Oh, you guys, he's gonna knock Fury out. No, Fury's been fucking 18 times. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was just about to say that, but it's all right. You can repeat what you said.
Fury's been down about 18 times, guys. So let me tell you something. This is what I'm gonna tell you, fucking Mike. I'm gonna shut you off, Mike. You watch. I'm gonna disconnect that reducing noise bullshit. Ay. Yeah, bro. Hey, listen. He's been down a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're scared of. He's been off for a year. He keeps his hands down, and this guy has serious knockout power. Oh yeah, that's a good bet. I like that. Plus 333. Straight up, you guys. Because say he drops Tyson Fury 3-4 times in the fight. Tyson keeps getting up because that's who he is, but he keeps dropping them. He still wins on points. So take plus 33. Don't do the knockout. But that's what they're scared of. Yep, his knockout power. It's his power and Tyson's fucking weak ass chin. You know what? Tyson's done it to me so many. He did it in the Ngannou fight. Come on now. Right? We're like everything's going great. Bink, down he goes. Like, you motherfucker, I swear to God, this guy in his fucking chin. Right? In the Wilder fight, everything's great. Especially that third one. Everything's going smooth. Gets dropped twice in one round?
Twice, yep.
I thought it was over. I legit was like, dude, Wilder's really so no. Oh boy. You might have two upsets back to back in the heavyweight division, but Makhmudov, I think, has a legit chance from what the bookies are telling us. What AI bookies telling us is Makhmudov has this legit chance on Saturday night to upset Fury.
All right, and that's a real possibility, right? At least according to this here, and Makhmudov's knockout power, and throw in the inactivity, right? Being out for over a year at that age, can he come back and do the same things? Is he going to be able to go around, especially with what you mentioned with Fury kind of depending on his reflexes because he does move around a lot? That slows down some. That most definitely gives Makhmudov a chance to land his right hand, and maybe he doesn't finish him, but he drops him, gives him a 10-8 round, and that's enough to win the fight.
Legit 2 fights. Fury's might have been knocked out already. We know damn well he was knocked out in the Usyk first fight, right? That ref saves his ass. So he's been knocked out already recently once. And then in the Wilder fight, I don't totally believe everything that Wilder says about the fights, but I give it to Reese for giving him the long count. That was a legit long count. You know what I mean? He took his time on that one. Fury was able to beat. So on any other ref, might have stopped it with a little faster count. So Fury might have been stopped twice. The bookies they're seeing this, right? And he's only getting older. There's going to be a time where he doesn't make the count or he can't, just take all these shots if his brain is already kind of getting there because he's getting dropped all the damn time. Well, there will be a moment, and at 38, a year off, might be Saturday. I like it. I like that a lot. And you guys, I got to lean back on that negative 500. That should be negative 1,200. This should be a no-brainer. Tyson wins 12-round decision, And for some reason, they're saying, no, we're going to do negative 500. They're going to win a lot of money on that if he does lose because I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of guys that think that's a for sure win. Not too many times you get for sure wins in the casino. and that looks like one of them on Saturday, but it might be an upset.
All right. Well, that being said, of course, we want to throw in our predictions, of course, before we move on to the second part of this particular topic here. I'll start. I was leaning towards Fury going the full distance. I figured he wants to get the rounds in. You know, he wants to get the practice in, shake off some of the ring rust, and basically get the rounds in. Whether or not he gets the 12, I don't know, but I do think he's got enough still, right, to stop Makhmudov. I think he can do it. I'm leaning towards a late round, I should say, knockout by Fury. I'm thinking maybe 10th. It'll go deep. You'll see the difference. You know, as often said, at least by I remember Max Kellerman saying it. Class tells over time, and I think, and maybe at the beginning it'll be kind of rough for Tyson, but he knows how to. Number one, he knows how to get up from being knocked down. Right, he knows how to buy himself time. He knows how to shake off the cobwebs and tangle up the guy, right, clinch him, and kind of get his legs back. So I think that is enough. I think he will get the victory. I was thinking initially the 12 rounds, right? But no, something about Makhmudov. I don't think he's gonna be able to last the 12 with Fury there. I think you'll be able to see Fury's class there late in the fight. So I'm gonna go with Tyson Fury with a late round KO/TKO. I'm thinking 10th round, but late round KO. Go ahead and throw in your 2 cents. Let me know who you got officially.
I'm going to go with Fury. Hey, listen, you said Fury by decision. Are they really giving a plus 300?
All right, let me go back to that real quick. Fury by decision. Let me see here. Yeah, Tyson Fury on points plus 300. So
that's a good bet, man.
So it seems like they don't think the fight will go.
No, they definitely are calling for someone who's getting. Yeah, they think it's not going the distance. I like that. I like that a lot because that means Fury's going to be on his back foot. Fury's going to be moving. He's going to be trying to box this guy, right? So I'm gonna go with the decision. I'll go with Fury by 12 rounds. I think he's gonna out early, stay on his back foot, try to move away from the young man, get his points in. Then in the middle rounds, when he kind of takes that firm lead on the points, he cruises the last few rounds playing to the crowd. Hopefully, that's what he does. Yeah, I'll take the Fury by decision. That would be hard for me to bet on because I don't like the only getting the one way bet, but plus 300. It's not a bad bet for decision, man. Man, they must really. Oh, you know what? It's because he's already been knocked out by Guido. That's why. Guido. That's the Guido effect, bro.
Yes, that's the determining factor right there. That motherfucker stopped you.
Yeah, AI. They put up a red. It was all blinking red when Guido's face is up there. It's like won't go the decision. Won't go the decision.
Right. Remember that guy. Don't forget that guy.
He was in the death match not too long ago.
Yeah, he was battling for his spot in the promotion. Yeah, and his green card. So he knows maybe it was on the line for him then too. And he's like, shit, I got to come away with the victory.
Now he's an enforcer for some mafia in Italy. No, I'm just like
right. Now he robs banks up in Italy. No. All right, so that kind of leads to the second part of it, and you kind of sort of touched on it earlier, right? We'll talk about Conor Benn and Regis Prograis here momentarily, but one of the things that has been said by Eddie Hearn here recently was obviously about Conor Benn, but also he threw in his 2 cents on what's going to happen with Anthony Joshua, and the reason he brought that up, right, because he said, I think Anthony Joshua needs a warm-up. And as a warm-up opponent, he named Deontay Wilder, who just came off a victory last week, right? And he says, "Yeah, we need a warm-up. We're thinking Deontay Wilder, and then Tyson Fury in December." Okay, all right, and that's the reason I'm bringing this up right now because we talked about it, right? Maybe the inactivity will or won't affect Tyson Fury, but that means that he already has his mindset, or at least the light at the end of the tunnel, right? He's got his eyes set on the next possible fight, which may very well be Anthony Joshua in December. So give some time to rest. Of course, I would like for the fight to not be so damn late, but what's his name? Uh, uh, Eddie Hearn said that AJ is kind of rehabilitating his body right from the accident and kind of getting back into things. So it's going to take him a little bit to get into the ring, and then from there, possibly December. So we're kind of going off of AJ's timeline here. But all right, what are your thoughts? Oh, and the reason I'm bringing this up, right? You had mentioned it earlier, uh, whether or not Eddie Hearn is going to be ringside for this fight. Well, if he has the potential of maybe getting Tyson Fury in there with AJ later on this year. He might be there. It is going to be in the UK, so it wouldn't shock me if he is ringside. Hell, with AJ himself taking a look at Tyson Fury here. So let's go ahead and get that going. He says first off, right, Wilder as a warm up. That makes sense. I get it, but Wilder did look pretty damn good in his most recent fight, right? I mean, it might not be that we've seen what happened before, right? It's not like it's the first time. It's happened with AJ a couple of times where he's got a fight planned, and the next one is a bigger one, and then he ends up not making it. I think it was man, who was it? I'm not sure if the Ruiz one was that or the Dubois one was that, but you get my point. It seems as though something happened. Oh, even Usyk, he was supposed to fight somebody else, and then he got Usyk first. He was mandatory for the WBO or something like that. So, all right. How does that sound? Wilder warm up for AJ, and then Tyson in December.
It's definitely dream plan for Eddie Hearn, right? You could just see money signs in his eyes as he was saying it. He was so serious too when he was saying it. And he's like, first a warm up fight with Wilder, then we'll do AJ. It was hella funny. He was so serious. Yeah, doable, but it's not a guarantee that he beats Wilder. Look, I wasn't that impressed with Wilder's fight with Chisora. Both of those guys looked over the hill.
Not even with his chin, like the ability to take.
Well,
the
yeah,
shot
to take a
like
punch.
Yeah,
yeah, but everything else. I mean, it was just it. I wasn't that impressed with Wilder. He did take a punch that night. So going into the AJ fight, I think if it's in the UK, I think you got to have AJ slightly a favorite. And so it's a good fight for Anthony as far as a retirement plan. He just has to win. It's a sucky plan if you lose and then Tyson was there, right? Because that was really the big cash out is a Tyson Fury fight. I say that with tickets not doing so good, but you would think the attitude of the people would be different if it's AJ versus Fury, right? Right now it's Fury Makhmudov, and maybe the fans they're not connected to this fight. So that you seem like the bigger fight for AJ would be to Fury. This is like their last moment to get this done.
yeah.
If Fury wins on Saturday, you would think negotiations for Fury versus AJ start on Monday, right? It maybe not the fighters, but the promoters, the networks, they're all going to sit down and go, okay, do we pull the trigger now, or are we really going to make these two fight one more time? And then put Wilder in the ring with Anthony, right? Because there is that chance. It's even better than the chances are zero, but never nothing. Wilder's way better than that one,
Sure.
Right? So it's like, the money has to be right. They have to look at what Wilder did with Chisora, TV ratings, ticket sales, to see if potentially Wilder gets in the ring with AJ, if they make as much, or it'd be hard to say it makes more money. I think it makes more money for Wilder to fight AJ than Usyk. I think I said that a few weeks ago, and I'll stick to that one. But I don't know if it makes more money for AJ to fight Wilder and not fight Tyson Fury.
All right. That sounds good. So That's how things are looking. Whether or not we'll get them, I guess, sort of depends on how the rest of the year
Saturday.
goes. Well, yeah, in particular Saturday, right? That's the first of the chain reaction, right?
Let me
That
ask
one
you
goes
this.
through. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Miguel. If Tyson Fury wins, looks dead in the camera and says, "You either fight me next or I walk," what do you do if you're AJ and Eddie Hearn?
Oh man. No, I'd pull the trigger. I say let's do it. Fuck it.
Fight. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would too.
There's no point in delaying it. Fuck this. If we're gonna let AJ give AJ a little bit more time to rest and recoup, cool, no problem. But that has to be because we don't want to risk another possible delay and maybe the fight never happening and it landing on the list of however many fights that we didn't get to see in boxing, or that happened too late. I mean, it kind of already is too late, quite frankly. Well, I'm not say too late, but it's later than when we wanted to see it originally. But yeah, if Tyson pulls the win, gets the win, looks good, and says, AJ, let's do it. I say AJ said, fuck Wilder, let's do it.
And then I put, if I'm Frank Warren, I try my hardest to get Utama and Wilder on the undercard.
Oh, all right. Oh yeah, that's right, because Wilder did call out, well, sort of kind of call out Itama, right? So yeah. Oh shit, yeah, that would be, man, wouldn't that be the nail in the coffin for fucking Wilder? But all right, I mean, why not? At this point, just let's go ahead and if we're gonna toss Itama to the deep end because he looks like he's already on his way there, fuck it, let's go ahead and throw them in there with another heavy hitter like Wilder, and it's a name on your record and it's a guy on the way out. It's sort of the way Triple G was for let's say Munguia. We're like, come on, go in there already, get that guy out. He's already on the way out. Get a name on your record, kill the old lion. You be the new lion. So maybe that would be a pretty dope ass co-main event. Maybe even on Netflix.
Yeah, and it really sets the stage for Itoma to take over the UK's as their guy, right? Because I mean that's Joshua and Fury are like the last two faces of their sport, and he's on the undercard wiping out Wilder, especially if he does it in the fashion that he's been knocking guys out lately. Yeah, it'd be a good move by Frank Warren. Hopefully, he has that young man under contract, or it's just a good move for Turkey.
Right. Let's hope for his sake that he has him under contract. All right, so that sends us to the co-main event: Conor Benn versus Regis Prograis. They're going to go 12 rounds, as I understand. At least that's what ESPN says, ESPN's website. And they're going to be going at welterweight, of course, as Conor Benn is going to be moving back down to welterweight after fighting at middleweight in his, I believe it was his last fight with Chris Eubank Jr. All right, so I've seen a couple of interviews by Regis. Regis is convinced that he still has enough in the tank to at least hold his own against somebody like Conor. We've seen Conor come out sometimes in the first round and just fucking bang, right? We've seen him do it. That's kind of his thing. The kind of pressure that he puts on you. I don't know if Regis can handle that, but we can start there. I sometimes when I take a look at some of Regis, or when I look at Regis' previous fights or most recent ones, his legs are just gone. He's just kind of a sitting duck. If he's not going to be able to move around like that against somebody like Conor, I don't see it going the full 12 rounds. And it might get ugly for Regis. If his corner cares about him, they'll have that towel ready just in case. But I don't see this one going to the 12 full rounds. So what say you? How do you see this fight going? And what are Regis' chances?
Well, not good. I don't have Regis making the 12th round. I don't even see him making halfway through the fight. To me, Conor Benn's about 2 sizes bigger than him. Even if they do get on the scale and they weigh the same the day before, on fight night, Conor Benn will look way bigger than Regis Prograis. And then it will show in the power, it will show in the attitude, in the game plan. I don't remember Prograis even having that much energy to keep up with the young man like Conor Benn, the way that he fights, the way that he brings it. Prograis is a boxer with limited power in the divisions that he's moved up to. So it's not going to be end nice, in my opinion, for Prograis. He's not there to win. He's a name Zuffa needed, and he was out there, and they're like, "Hey, you want to fight?" I mean, come on, Prograis don't deserve no fight with Conor Benn. He was there. He's available. That's why he's fighting him. So I expect that to show in the ring when Conor Benn is 2 divisions heavier than him and knocking him around. Conor Benn, like I said, I think the interesting thing about this fight was the fact that he was paid as a superstar and it hasn't shown up yet. So he needs to make sure that shows up on Saturday night as he gets a good knockout. Then start calling out the other fighters. Maybe clear up if he's actually going to be fighting for titles. I could have swore Conor Benn said he wanted to fight for a WBC title by the end of the year. Let's see if he doubles down on that on Saturday, right? Let's see if he calls out Ryan Garcia at the end of the fight, or if he's going to give us one of those, well, we'll just see what Zuffa hasn't planned for me, because we know what that is. It's a bunch of more Regis Prograis. Sorry, that's just what it seems like it is. If you're not fighting for titles, what other champs are you fighting? What are we going to do here? Right? We're just going to look for guys without belts. So there's more interesting things about the Conor Benn fight than the actual fight. That's the sad part about that. But I mean, Prograis hasn't, delivered for us in quite a while.
Do you think that
Prograis a 1 division champ, or did he actually get a belt at welterweight too?
No. As far as I know, he did unify at 140.
Yeah, that's his time.
It was at 140. I don't remember, because when he had his really great fight with Josh Taylor, I don't remember if they each had 2 belts. I could be wrong, and he might have just had 1. But anyway, point is, he did win a championship at 140 pounds, and since moving up to 147, no, nothing there. So just to confirm, you're swatting down all possibilities of Conor Benn wanting a Zuffa belt at 147. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and yes, and it's really because of the money, bro. It has nothing to do with what Zuffa is trying to do over there. It's the money that they signed him to, 16 million. He doesn't. That's not even that. They can't do it. They can't do it, or that title thing was all. It was all fake. It was all a lie. So I don't see him fighting for a Zuffa belt. Maybe when Zuffa is unified with the other belts, if they ever get past the bullshit they're doing right now to everyone's doing to each other, maybe when they unify, then you'll win all 5 belts or whatever for one night and then get split. But no, he's not joining the ranking system. How do you pay that guy? Right? How do you know what I mean? Even like when he wants to fight a ranked fighter, you just paid him 16 million to fight Prograis. Now, what are we going to pay him to fight his next challenger? I don't even know how that next contract's going to work out. Weird, we haven't even heard of an extension, because really the date is happening as we're talking. You guys, Zuffa's on the date with Conor right now. It's been like that for the whole week. They've housed them, they've fed them. They're the ones going, hey, you got your tickets? Is your family all right? Does he have a missus? When's she coming? Right? When's your mom and dad coming? We'll get them set up. All that is happening right now. And Zuffa should be counting the money. They should be like, hey, Tyson Fury and Conor on the same card isn't doing too bad. Netflix is happy. We're happy, but and I say Zuffa, and I know everyone will say, well, it's the other guy. Listen, Turkey money is who's paying for it. So everybody's watching, right? Turkey's in the room. Zuffa's in there too. He didn't tell Zuffa to stay out of the room. So they're looking at what Conor Benn and what Tyson Fury are doing. Conor's under them. Tyson was supposed to be under them, right? This was supposed to be Tyson's first fight under them. All right?
So that's what we understand. I mean, and that's one of the things that even some people, I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, it's Turkey's money. But whose name is on the banner? Whose name is, XYZ?
That brown guy.
Yeah, the brown guy. So like now I've even heard Eddie heard himself saying like, yo, so if he didn't sign with what's his name? So with Zuffa, can I take him to court? I'm like, fuck this. I guess who the fuck did he sign with? If this is the first fight and it's not with Zuffa, he just stole him away from me, right? I mean, according to them, to him at least. So it just seems weird that we hear this big news of him signing with Zuffa, and then this first fight, I don't see Zuffa listed anywhere. Don't know. This is supposed to be that one fight. I don't know, but it's kind of funny that you were talking about Zuffa basically, housing him and whatnot, because Eddie Hearn himself said that he's lent Conor Benn some money, upwards to $550,000. Contrary to what Conor is saying, he's like, no, he's never lent me a dime or a penny. I think he said a cent. I don't know. Do they use cents in the UK? But it's dollars and cents, pounds and cents. I don't know. But anyway, point is, yeah, I mean, he's raking in the cash now, right? I wonder if Eddie Hearn will be ringside, be like, yo, quit spreading the fucking, if I mean, he almost has like double duty that night. He's going to be, if Eddie does attend the fight, watching Fury, right? Taking a look at him, seeing how he looks. And then also Conor Benn. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws a couple of looks at his direction and is like, yo, and you talked about it. Will there be an exchange of words? Will there be some sort of confrontation? Will they kind of cross paths and look at one another? Will something pop off? I don't know, but it definitely makes things a lot more intriguing. I'm a betting man. I was gonna say, if I was a betting man, but I'm a betting man, I think I'd bet some money that Eddie Hearn will be there on Saturday.
Yes, yeah, I believe that too, because I think that's where he's been doing some of these interviews is already during the fight week out there. So yeah, and there's also a fight that he's already looking at getting Conor Benn in with one of his guys. Is it the Josh Kelly? Is he already offering up Kelly to Conor Benn?
No. As far as I know, Kelly's could potentially have Fundora next.
Fundora, but Eddie Hearn had mentioned one of his guys. He's already got someone for Benn. He's like, why can't we do this fight? I'll work with Conor again. It's like, damn, he's already going after his head. You leave the company, now you're on the hit list. But I forget who he was offering up. I thought it was Kelly, but maybe not. But yeah, no, he makes it way more interesting if Eddie Hearn's ringside. I'm very interested in seeing what Benn says after. And, they did come out and say that the Brown guy, this is his first fight. So something happened, dude. Someone got cold feet, and Turkey said, look, we'll make you the promoter. Go get your fucking license. You're promoting this thing, and we're going to move on. But someone got cold feet. I just don't know if it was Tyson or Zuffa. Maybe Zuffa was like, why are we going to give this guy $20 million just for have him retire after the fight, right? And maybe Turkey said it. Maybe it's not even Zuffa. Maybe Turkey's saying, I'm done with your 6-time retirements, So yeah, I think someone got cold feet. This was supposed to be a Zuffa card, I believe. I think Tyson was supposed to be their first fight under Turkey Zuffa, not White Zuffa. White Zuffa is the belt. Turkey Zuffa is fucking guys getting paid $16 million for one fight.
Right. Which we'll get into shortly, because there's a couple of other Zuffa signees that I guess I don't think will fall under the Dana White Zuffa, but rather the Turkey Zuffa. At least that's what maybe one will. I don't know about the other one, but anyway, yeah. So it would definitely make things a lot more interesting if Eddie Hearn does show up, especially with the beef that he's already developing with Conor, and Conor's a professional, but I wonder if that'll cause any sort of distraction, with him, of course. I don't see, even with the distraction, Regis winning or anything like that, but I definitely think it'll make things extremely interesting if he is unable to at least focus solely on Regis when Eddie is ringside or whatever, right? And Eddie turns to look at him, and or he turns to look at Eddie, and I can imagine Eddie kind of does one of these little like you son of a bitch, kind of like, yo, you know what you're saying, homie, like quit, knock that shit off. But yeah. Oh, you know what? I was going to forget before I forget. The odds for this one here, if this app finally decides to work. Okay, here we go. Conor Benn minus 1,600. Oh, this is the money line.
There you go.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Regis plus 700. All right.
Yep.
So Conor by TKO, KO, or DQ minus 300. So they anticipate him finishing him.
Wow.
Yeah. Benn on points plus 333. I guess they don't anticipate this fight going the distance. Makes a lot of sense. Regis by KO, TKO, or DQ at plus 1200. Or Regis on points, specifically 1600 plus 1600. Sorry. And then lastly, the draw at plus 2000.
All right, look, the bet of the night is Conor Benn by what's the minus 300, dude? That has to be the bet of the night for the ballers. For you guys that have that guaranteed money bet shit, where you just want to make a few grand, so you throw up hella grands. That's your fucking bet right there. Conor Benn is gonna.
What did you call them? The degenerate betters, right? Yeah, those guys.
That's a good. I mean, 300 to win $100. Why not? You're winning what, 350 back on every grand? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Right. I mean, it's pretty much a sure thing, right? It's essentially a sure thing.
That one, man, I hate going against Americans. I know they're skilled, but Regis just hasn't looked like a welterweight Regis in so long.
Mm.
I got to go with Benn by knockout on that one, dude. That's an easy plus minus 300. Wow. That's a weird bet. I don't know why they're giving so much money away. Huh.
Yeah. But that's what I was able to pull up on the BetMGM app. What were you gonna say?
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, gotcha. No, that was it. That came up on the BetMGM app. So clearly, the heavy favorite here is going to be Conor Benn, and even with or without the fucking distraction, it seems like he's going to be able to get the job done. What happens after this is anyone's guess. We've talked about what could potentially happen after this fight with after he beats Regis, or at least this seems as though it's going to beat Regis. Whether or not he's going to go back to Eddie. Eddie did mention somebody he said that he wouldn't work with anymore, and I think it was it Conor's trainer or something. It was during one of the videos that you had sent me when he was talking about him, and he was basically saying like, yeah, I'm not going to work with him anymore, talking about Conor. But he talked about somebody else, and I forgot whose name it was that he mentioned, but he was basically saying, yeah, I'm not going to work with those guys anymore, one of them being a representative, I guess, Conor Benn.
Look up the manager, and that's most likely the name that he said.
Yeah, right. That's most likely who it is. But so yeah, I mean that it's funny that you mentioned it earlier. Whether or not he's going to work with him again. I guess the only way I would imagine that Eddie Hearn works with Conor Benn again is on the other side of the ring. I guess is being like, all right, yeah, we're going to work with you, but I got a motherfucker for you that that you can't beat, kind of thing. Not friendly way, right? But more so like, I got an opponent for your ass. That's what I think, at least. All right. Anything else you want to add to that one before we move on to the next ones here?
No. Interesting night.
Yeah. A lot of answers will be, or questions will be answered, I should say.
Tyson Fury by decision. Conor Benn by knockout. Makhmudov, for my guys that like to gamble, go out there for that knockout on him. And for my ballers, Conor Benn by knockout minus 300 is the bet for you.
All right. Sounds like a solid numbers there. Okay, this one is kind of what we're talking about, and we'll bring in Zuffa back into this situation.
Oh wait, Miguel,
yes.
I fucked up. Makhmudov plus 333. That's it. 333.
Oh,
not him by stoppage. Not that one. That's not. I
right.
just went against what I always say.
No. Right. No, that's understandable.
Yep.
Okay, so with Zuffa making the waves that they're making, I guess we can say, they have two brand new signees. Current 140-pound IBF champion belt holder Richardson Hitchins signed with Zuffa, as did one-time title challenger at 168, Edgar Berlanga. I know you don't like using that phrase, one-time title challenger, but I'd like to throw that in there because for that exact reason. Because quite frankly, there's not really much more we can add to Berlanga's resume there, but he did challenge for the belts. I guess that has to count for something. But came up short regardless. So it looks like they. I'm going to read this quote here.
Did you hear? Wait, did you hear on his promo when he said, "I'm still collecting these belts"?
Oh gosh, no,
and he hasn't collected one, but he's still collecting belts. Like, I don't know, bro, but whatever.
Does he mean like Gucci belts? Like to, because I mean that's, I guess he can buy those, right? I mean,
Very true.
Definitely collecting those, no doubt about it. As far as championship belts, championship straps, the hardware, no. And if this is legit here, you know, him signing with Zuffa, which seems to be, I don't anticipate him. So this is my first question. It's my understanding that Zuffa has no 140-pound weight class, so it seems as though Richardson is going to move up to 147. That's what I'm anticipating, and that means that he's most likely going to drop the IBF belt, which, if you believe anything Zuffa, or at least the Dana White Zuffa says, it won't matter because, you know, the belts don't fucking matter, right? They throw that out there. So they won't give two shits that he'll drop the IBF belt, even though it seemed as though they did when Opetaia was stripped of his IBF belt. But regardless, it looks as though this is the direction they're going to go. Same thing with Edgar Berlanga. No, he has no straps, but he is a 168-pounder, which is super middleweight. There is no super middleweight in Zuffa, so either he kills himself to make 160, or he goes up to light heavyweight 175. It seems to be the direction they're going to go. Now, these guys have been, I at one time worked with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has come on record as saying, like, yeah, nobody was interested in these guys. That's the reason they landed where they landed. He says it'll be interesting to see how Richardson Hitchins progresses from here, but Edgar Berlanga, we kind of figured, you know, he would land there because he says we weren't interested in these dudes. We be in Matchroom. He says Top Rank wasn't interested in any of these guys. He says Golden Boy wasn't interested in these guys. At least that's what Eddie Hearn is saying. So it would make sense that they would land here. But it definitely makes things much more interesting when Richardson, who has an IBF belt, is going to, I don't know, try to keep it. What for? He's not going to fight at 140 anyway. So it kind of makes you think, what was the real reason, you know, the real money reason that he pulled out of that fight with Duarte. I don't know. Very, very suspicious. But Andrew, when you read/heard that these guys signed with Zuffa, what's the first thing that came to mind? What'd you think about these guys signing with Zuffa?
I was surprised on the Hitchins signing, not surprised on the Berlanga. Berlanga's a defeat away from being one of the most overhyped Puerto Rican fighters that's been out in a while. Possibly even worse than the murderer Felix Verdejo.
Wow,
and that guy was pretty bad.
That's stooping low. That is stooping low.
That guy was pretty bad. Is he dead or is he just in prison still?
As far as I understand, he's still in prison. I mean, maybe he is dead. Who the hell knows? But as of right now, my understanding is that home dude is locked up for good.
Yeah, but yeah, that shows a weak ass prison system though to let him walk around. But whatever, I'll move on. Just wishing death on Felix Verdejo in 2026 still. But anyways,
you know, sometimes I think that they deserve it, right? But that seems like too easy. You know, I almost want them to suffer. You know, I want them to stick around and have that suffering. I don't know. Maybe,
have you ever seen a removal?
Have I ever seen a removal?
Yeah.
Of?
When the prisoners remove someone.
No, I have not.
One time, well, you should check it out on. You should look for him on the internet, bro. No, but anyways, fuck him. But yeah, no, Berlanga's Berlanga. I take the show way off sometimes. Berlanga is freaking he's one loss away. You know it. We all know it, right? So it's a good move for him. This is serious money for a guy like him because he could really make a name. Now, what I want to know is You're saying there's no super middleweight, right? They're either middleweight or light heavyweight, right? If he can lose the 8 pounds of muscle, because we see Berlanga kind of walks heavy. I
Mhm,
think he
mhm.
has weight to lose there. It's not that bad of a middleweight division for him, right? Right
Sure.
now, Boachuk, Mosley Jr., Walsh, right? These are the
Mhm.
guys that are floating. Am I missing anyone that they maybe have announced? Boachuk,
No, I think those are the
Mosley
primary ones. Yeah,
Jr.
yeah.
Those are the primary, right? So
Mhm.
he's at least a favorite in that little bunch to win a title. I don't have him favorite in anything at 175. I don't care who they put him up with. He's gonna be short and fat. That's what he's gonna be. So 160, maybe he saves a career and can make 750,000 a fight. You know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
I don't know what the end game is though. If you give someone like Berlanga a title, because he's lost to a lot of the other big names already. Now, not at middleweight, so maybe they bring a Ezri Landry over to fight him or something like that. He's got to show us he can make middleweight. I might be talking out my ass because he might have already
Well,
outgrown the
he
division.
never looks ripped when he hops on the scale to make 168. He doesn't look ripped. He looks in shape, and it looks like he makes the weight very comfortably. But at no point does he look shredded. So it seems as though he might potentially still have those 8 pounds that he can drop. So it's not. I wouldn't put it past Zuffa because they have done that before, not in boxing, but in the UFC in particular. They'll do that. They'll make guys drop. This one is kind of an odd one here. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to try to force him to do that, but hey, maybe that's one of the clauses. It's like, yo, okay, we'll bring you on, we'll pay you X amount, but it's going to be at middleweight. Maybe we'll groom you to be some sort of Callum Walsh opponent, and then boom, we got ourselves a Zuffa middleweight champion, right? So that one, yeah, I don't know what the end game would be there, but light heavyweight sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, it does. It really does. At least they have a list of characters too. Boachuk, I don't know where he's from. Russia, maybe. Boachuk,
Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Mhm.
Okay. Mosley, America. Berlanga, Puerto Rico, and Walsh from Ireland. That is a very diverse thing. If they got a TV show around that, you're saying bring a
Yeah,
TV
TV
show.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a crazy weight division right there. You're connecting to a lot of different backgrounds, is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm. Yeah. So the path might be a little bit rockier for one Richardson Hitchins. Again, he is the IBF champ at 140. Once again, there is no 140-pound weight class in Zuffa, so this one is a little bit easy. We can kind of understand he might most likely move up to welterweight. Well, we did talk about it a few moments ago. What could be the next fight for one Conor Benn? Maybe we might get Conor Benn and Richardson Hitchins at welterweight after these guys after he makes his debut, hit Richardson, and then after this Saturday, depending, of course, on how Conor Benn looks. But that's the first thing that came to mind. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. They have themselves an opponent for Conor Benn once this happens. Now, I don't see any other way, really. I mean, he has the IBF belt.
All right. Well, it looks like Miguel's got frozen there. I was kind of letting it just sit around. Hopefully, he'd come back. Come on, Miguel. Hopefully, he's hearing me talk. You froze, buddy. You got a funny face too. Look, Hitchison moving to Zuffa. I'm a little surprised, you guys, but I've got to say that I'm really not on the money side, seeing why the other organizations walked away from him. We don't know who he is, right? So if the other guys are signing him, Miguel just left. He'll be back. There he is.
Okay, cool. Holy
Nice.
hell. God damn it to hell. All right. So I don't know where I got cut off. And it might have been when
Very
I
early.
oh fuck.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was very early. Yeah.
Cool. So for Richardson Hitchins, I figure the plan is to go up to 147, right? And we talked about it a few moments ago in the previous topic. Who else but Conor Benn? Conor Benn's going to be at 147 pounds. I would have to imagine that should Conor get past Regis, which most likely he will, and he makes him look like $1 million, Richardson is going to most likely move up to welterweight anyway. I anticipate the IBF stripping him of the belt, right? If he's not going to face any sort of IBF mandatories, you would think he doesn't. I mean, I figured he would have given it up at this point, really. But there is no 140-pound weight class for in Zuffa, so I don't see why he would give two fucks about trying to hold on to that belt. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm thinking the long-term plan is, or maybe not so much long-term, but the recent future, I guess the within the foreseeable future, I think we're going to try, or Zuffa's going to try to get some sort of Conor Benn versus Richardson Hitchins fight at welterweight. Maybe even by the end of the year, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. But he's going to have to give up that IBF belt. Andrew, you say you were more surprised about this one than really Berlanga. Why were you? I mean, I guess we can all kind of figure out why, but let us know, why would you think, oh shit, this one kind of surprised me?
I already did while you were frozen.
Oh shit, okay. Fucking
no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Like, I dropped those facts already. Where the fuck have you been? Hold on.
No, I gave him peace, but no. Listen, I believe they lost out on him over money. We don't know what the market is on Hitchison, right? But as you can see with Conor Benn, Zuffa, Turkey Zuffa, did not give a damn what Conor Benn's market was. They're like, here, boom, you're going to make this, come sign with us. He walks over there. Now they're in the red. They're still in the red, though, right? Yeah. This is another time Turkey puts together something, not Zuffa, Turkey. Turkey's, they said, the one paying Conor Benn's money. It's in the red. So he doesn't give a damn about that, though, right? But these other companies probably care if they have to pay someone $16 million. They're only going to make, what, $2 million off of the gate? It's a lot of negative there. Mm-hmm. So they probably said, hey, Hitchison, love you to death, man. Hope you have a great career. But no, I'm not matching their ridiculous offer. Go ahead. Go over there with them. So he'll go over there with them. That'll make them look good. Ooh, we just signed someone from everyone else. But really, a total unknown to the money that they probably signed them to. And that is what we need to figure out is, what did they sign these guys to? Because I can guarantee you, if it is the Turkey Zuffa, why the hell are you buying guys to fight each other? Hitchison versus Benn will make no money when you owe $25 million before the bell rings, right? So if I was Turkey, I'd be buying a force that's going to go out there and try to take over the boxing world, right? You're going to go unify. Yeah, you guys are going to make a ton of money, but I think you guys are going to make my company legit. Once you do unify, Dana's then going to have his number one contenders fight you guys every week for your belts or every month or whatever they're going to do, right? But that if I'm Turkey, I'm setting up a stable to take over the boxing world, not to fight each other, because there's no money in that. He needs to generate money with these fighters that he's signing at ridiculous offers. And I got to think Hitchison was signed at a ridiculous offer too. We will see. Remember, we heard Berlanga might make $10 million. That was the rumor. Berlanga is not a $10 million fighter, bro. And their first two signings at $26 million is not promising for the company. If I was an insider, like going, hey, this new company, Zuffa, look at these $22 million investment they have here. I'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Is what I would say. Now, obviously, we can't say that to them because they have endless money, right? So they don't care about this red. But anyone else, $26 million for Conor Benn and Richard Hitchinson.
No, the other way around. Richardson Hitchins.
Richardson Hitchins. Boy, yeah. I hope he gets good.
So you can get the damn name right.
I can remember your name, buddy. But that's how I feel going in. We will see what the money is. Miguel, what's too much money for Hitchison?
What's too much money?
Too much money, yes. Bad investment in your idea.
Sheesh. Well,
Thank you.
I,
Go
I'm
ahead. You can lowball it, bro.
oh,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna lowball it. I'm gonna say like 6 million. That
Wow.
already is too much.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
is too much. I don't. He according to him, he pulled out of the Oscar Duarte fight because of money. Um, how much? How much money? Was it? If I mean, I can't imagine there would have been that much more. I can't imagine it would have been a high number to begin with, or a low
Oscar
one.
Oscar offered Virgil 3 million guaranteed. That's not what the pay-per-views and all the other things, but 3 million guaranteed. And Virgil's a two-time champ. Had a few more main events than Richardson. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like it's gonna be insane if he got over 10 million too. Like how can they even compete? This isn't even. It's not even fair if they're offering guys like in this level that type of money, right?
Yeah. And I pulled up what Berlanga made against Canelo. It is estimated between up to potentially up to 3 million before pay-per-views and stuff like that.
There you go, another 3 million. See?
And that's how much I mean, and I there's no way he got 10 to come to fucking Zuffa. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like how? What? I'm not sure who the hell is their accountant to be like, yeah, green light this shit. Go ahead. Yeah, and look, if they were offering this kind of money to superstars, to guys who are currently number one, I would kind of sort of understand, like, oh shit, okay, they're kind of offering 10 mil to have Ban Rodriguez or some shit, right? Like one of those kind of dudes. But Berlanga and even Richardson, Hitchins, who's kind of unproven, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, he's a champ, but to say he has appeal, mass appeal to an audience, that he'll bring in ratings to some degree or numbers or pay-per-view buys or whatever, at least something in his credentials to be like, oh shit, yeah, this dude it has a history, a track record of bringing in fans at XYZ arena or something like that. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine if they gave 6, we'll say, to Richardson. I have to assume they gave less to Berlanga. There's no fucking way they gave that fucker 10 mil. Hell no. But I mean, I don't know for sure, but it just seems like way excessive for these guys here.
Yeah, it really does. I'm actually trying to look it up. I'm skimming through some articles to see if they give any type of numbers on these guys. So yeah,
on what they signed for, the amount
what they signed for. Yeah,
yeah.
If there's any numbers like that out yet, but it doesn't seem like it. It's just it really is talking about the IBF title and how that's going to affect him. Look, the 20-0-8. Wow, I didn't know his power was so low. 8 knockouts out of 20 victories, and you're fighting scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Paul Malignaggi territory.
Right. Yeah, it's like dropping Edgar Cherry, I think, by a fucking jab just because he was off.
He was good until the opposition got better. He was creating magic, right? Until the guys you hit don't move, and every time they hit you, your face breaks open, right? So that's all that Paulie ran into. As they got stronger, he could not keep the men off of him, and his face got fucked up. Hitchins is a better boxer, so hopefully he's able to move around the ring a lot more, but that's definitely standing out. That's something promoters do not want to put millions of dollars behind, is a guy that can't crack an egg, right?
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're going to try to sign these guys to generate some sort of excitement. I can understand Berlanga. He's got more knockouts.
Yep.
If we have a guy that does that just goes 12 rounds every single fucking time, it's not exactly the kind of thing that will make fans tune in.
Berlanga, didn't they just have the Adams dude fight? Wasn't there a middleweight fight with the champ Adams? He's a
Carlos Adames. Yes,
Adames. Sorry, damn it, Carlos Adames. There's that one, right, for Berlanga.
Well, that's PBC. He's with PBC.
Oh, that wasn't in the. I thought that was in Zuffa. Adames didn't fight under Zuffa.
No. Hell no. No. He's PBC with the bone. Well, at least for now.
Oh,
Because he's a WBC champ, mind you.
okay.
he's
Well,
got a
shit.
belt
I
there.
thought that was on. I thought that was on Zuffa. All right. Nah. Well, I don't know where they're going to go with him. What I was going to tell you, Miguel, he's perfect for their pay scale.
Yeah.
He's the guy that, dude, they need to really sit down Berlanga and go, Berlanga, you winning this fucking title and making a career, making 750,000 is actually a great thing for you. From where you were currently at, you're about to be, what, one fight out of here. This can actually give you multiple checks. And if you dominate, because you are on the better side of what Zuffa has to offer in this current stable of fighters, you're going to make some serious cash. Enough to keep buying those fake fucking necklaces, right? 60 grand you want for those fake things, probably. Come on now.
Enough to add another tattoo to the back. Finish those tattoos back there.
If I was him, I'd really look into that. There's a lot. Look, Zuffa could take off big time with the B average guys, right? But there's going to be a certain point where Turkey's going to say that's enough of them. I don't need every fucking guy out there, right? At that pay level, now we need the guys that are going to actually make noise. But if you can get in early, in the likes of a Berlanga, hell, dude, I'm being honest with you. I think the whole PBC roster, these guys are used to doing the whole puppet show thing. Well, Dana's a puppet master. Go let him play your strings too, right? It's the same thing Al Heyman was doing. I really think they would fare well in this division. Danny Garcia might have a little bit of a comeback, right? They can at least match him up a few times to get him some wins under their. I mean, hell, I think him versus Mosley Jr. is a decent fight for free television on a Sunday night.
You said him, Berlanga. You're talking about.
No, Danny
gotcha.
And Mosley Jr. So some like the both fans, they know his name. They might tune in. I think a lot of those guys, even if Spence and Zoo, I don't know about Zoo because I know he's already bad with Turkey, but you get what I'm saying. There's an avenue for them to build here, and if they're overpaying, so be it. I'm really interested in Berlanga where he's landing. If they landed him in the Turkey side, dumbass signing. It's pathetic because he's not going to be around a long time. Hitchinson. There's more, or Hitchins. Excuse me, Hitchins. Let me scratch that out.
There you go.
Hitchins has more of an upside because he's undefeated. He's younger. He's a champ. So I definitely put him on the Turkey side of Zuffa. But then, like everyone else is saying, where does that put him with the IBF title? Where does that put him with the other ranking bodies, right? Sanctioning bodies. Unfortunately, it's going to fall back into the same argument of Opatai where it's not going to work. Right?
Yeah, in the very near future, I can imagine the headline in the next few weeks is, Hitchins gets stripped. You know, I mean, and again, he's going to move up to 147, I assume. So I figure it's not that big a deal. Drop the fucking belt, whatever. You're going to move to 147 anyway. You're not going to be at 140 much longer, even if you do, keep the belt. All right. Go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
No, it makes sense, but it's the power factor now, Miguel.
Yeah. No, I know.
Now you're adding 7 more pounds to a guy that doesn't have a great knockout ratio where he's at. Now you're really talking about the pulmonology effect, right?
Right. Now you're really talking about the PBC 12 rounders, which is a fantastic segue because the next 2 stories are basically about the PBC, guys. What do you know? It's almost as if we had this planned. Jesus, it's almost like we know what we're doing to some degree. We're gonna start off with the first half of this story. Jermall Charlo going to social media and basically announcing his retirement in the most questionable way possible. Posts
most questionable outfit of all time.
Right. Most questionable pose. I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but anyway, he decided to go to social media and basically call it quits. Again, this is sort of like officially putting in your 2-week resignation when you kind of quit it already. When you step away from the ring and it's a couple of years and you've you're scheduled to come back and then you don't, and then you come back one time, win a questionable fight, but don't defend your belt. The WBC is like super lenient and lets you keep the belt even though you're not defending against mandatory challengers, and basically gets all the breaks, right? Gets all the breaks, and then finally announces that he's out. Well, I don't want to sound harsh, but it's like no one really gives a shit, yo. At this point, you know what I'm saying? We kind of figured you were gone already at this point, so it's like you kind of weren't really missing. It was, again, you've already quitted. All this is you actually turning in your resignation. So before we get to the second part of the story here, Andrew, were you surprised to any degree that this dude is calling it quits officially?
Actually, I have to say their ego is getting the best of them. Maybe it's an injury. It's a health issue that he's not letting anyone know. So be it. More power to him. I was really thrown off on his choosing of clothes. He looked like Prince, dude. He looked like he could be a Prince impersonator if he really wanted to. I also thought he looked like Little Richard if he was from the 80s.
I think with all the belt buckles, he looks like he belongs in the music video for Bad, for Michael Jackson's Bad, really, with all the buckles. It's funny that you mentioned that because his caption says, "Sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm done. I'm retiring from boxing. Lions only, or lion only, is a lifestyle." Is that the kind of lifestyle that we're talking about here? The pose, the clothes? Is that what we're trying to say? I don't know.
He's like a lion from the zoo, I guess, because that is not a lion from the wild. I'll tell you that. I don't see a lion coming out of the safari and dressing like that. Maybe the zoo. What's that one? Madagascar? You ever seen that cartoon?
No, I know what it is. I've never watched it. I mean,
maybe he's that lion. He's the Broadway lion.
Well, the way he's walking in this picture, you would think he's on some sort of Zoolander fashion show or something, the way he's walking in here. But yeah, and then apparently he deleted all the pictures from his social media. If you go to his social media account, he's got 0 posts. He still has the account up, or at least specifically Instagram, which is the one that I'm looking at right now. Still has him up there, right? It still has his followers and the people that he's following, but removed all the posts. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems as though whatever, well, I assume, of course, just looking at it from the outside, that whatever was affecting him before that caused him to step away from the ring for such a long time is maybe back or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they were never real, unfortunately. They turned into being about the money and not about the fame, the legacy. They didn't care about the legacy side of boxing. They weren't here for that. They got turned into industry whores. And that's what he looks like as he leaves. Right. He looks like he's been to one too many Diddy parties.
Yep. And he's gonna leave with not even with a bang, but with a little whimper. Basically, it's just like, all right, well, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Now, maybe he caught whiff of where PBC is headed.
It has to be injury. It has to be. I'm sorry I cut you off, but it has to be injury, dude. Bro, doesn't he even have a fight? He's at 154, right?
No. This is the other one. This is the bigger one. This is if I'm double checking because I want to make sure I get it right. I'm fairly certain this is the 168 pounder, the one who beat Lamana. Let me double check.
Who was supposed to fight Caleb here soon?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, 28-0. He's undefeated. What's his name isn't. He's already lost to Canelo. The other one, WBC interim middleweight champ. Yeah. So this is the other one. This is the bigger Charlo.
Okay. All right. Well, he lost it. Yeah, he lost his manhood when his brother took his fight, and he never got it back.
Yeah. Right. All right. So this is what I was going to get at.
Hopefully all this bad talk gets him back in the ring too. Go ahead, Miguel. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Because we know he's a listener. I think he just subscribed to our channel, so that's why we got up to 180 subscribers. And one of them was him. Because like, oh yeah, I want to hear what these guys' opinions. I want to hear what these guys have to say. Hopefully, Jermall, if you're listening, and I'm sure you are, that'll get the blood running, the boiling, the lions only, in you to hop back in the ring. But maybe he caught whiff of what direction PBC is going based off of the last pay-per-view numbers they did. Now you're probably wondering, well, which one was that one? Yeah, Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. Inside sources, say supposedly that they did only 38,000 pay-per-view buys. Ouch. If you look at the empty seats in the arena, that definitely sounds like a very plausible number. And that's kind of why I throw it out there at the beginning is maybe Charlo's like, you know what, this is just too much. I see what direction PPC's going. I see the numbers they just did. It's not worth it anymore, and calling it quits. But Andrew, if these numbers are true, man, dire condition PBC is in right now.
Yeah, if Fundora needs to probably step away, or Al Heyman will cut him loose, sort of like he's done everyone else, and just make money off the manager thing. Those aren't great numbers at all. Miguel, when we did the math before the show, it came out to 2.8, a little bit over 2.8 million. You looked up the contracts that said Fundora was guaranteed 2 million. So they didn't even make their money, his guaranteed money on pay-per-view. And that is where they're supposed to make the majority of the money. It is never in ticket sales. Ticket sales is like an upside for the promoters, right? That's like they're playing with house money. These guys, they really want to knock it out in the park in the TV, because that's where you're going to get the majority of the dollars from. The fact that they only made 2.8 million on the TV rights or the TV deal, and some of that's going to Prime.
Yeah. Amazon Prime. You got it.
Amazon Prime. Some of that has to go to the promoter, Al Heyman. He has to pay his team. He has to pay Uncle Sam. It's, dude, like bad. It's really bad where they're at in that fight. That fight is totally in the red. He still has a whole undercard he has to pay. And I'm not talking Fundora. I'm talking about the 2.8 million pay-per-view buys. That's supposed to pay an undercard off too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a bad look all the way around. Yeah, I mean, look, the upside for all of these guys is what everyone else has been doing. Walk away and go sign with Turkey, right? You're probably going to get overpaid. He'll probably pay all your court fees. He'll probably pay all the because everyone kind of says they'll sue him, and he does. Yeah. It seems like he's not caring about any of that. So yeah, Fundora has that way out. That's why I'm a little shy. That's why I'm leaning towards injury on Charlo, bro. He didn't even sell his O. His O seems like it's there to be sold. His Zuffa, I know I keep going back to them, but you would think they'd be all over this guy. Like, no, if you're really, I mean, granted, how many times I tell you Zuffa has had how many guys come out of retirement, right? Yeah. This would be another undefeated. It's like perfect. This has been their story every time so far, but another.
But he's so unreliable, though. Unreliable. It's like, I don't know if they're going to go that route. Yes, there's a possibility to make some money off of this and maybe bring him in. But it's just considering how he's pulled out of fights and he hasn't fought in a while. I don't know if they're willing to put money into that kind of unreliability.
Start him at 300 grand then. Just make him a challenger. Rank. What is it? Ranked fighter?
You think he'll go that direction? You think he'll be like, yeah, fuck it, let's just go to it? Huh.
Is he gonna find another job that'll keep him healthy, mentally, physically, and give him $300 every time he steps in the ring? $300K. It's a good gig, dude. If you're looking just to half-ass it, which a lot of you PBC guys were. Don't fucking get it twisted, all your fucking draws and your decisions and your this is my brother and all that bullshit.
Sitting ringside with everybody. The whole stable was sitting ringside.
Yeah. No, they're into that, right? I mean, look at the roster, man. You can't outbox some of these cats. You can't knock some of these dudes out. You're Jermall. You're Jermall Charlo. You're Lions only, baby. Like I would seriously, if I was his corner man or someone, I would try to be talking his ass. Try to talk his ass back into the ring. Zuffa's over there. They got a very good game plan, a retirement plan. They're looking for some solid fighters that can hold down those belts, right? Hold down those division until their young guys can grow and take some of these older fighters out. I mean, what better way than a guy who's undefeated and has a name like Charlo? So if I'm Zuffa, I'm really reaching out to him before he makes his final decision and goes on tour. Yeah.
Maybe Fundora too. Is that maybe that's too much? Let me pull. Real quick. Let me read the quote there, or the caption that I saw on this here, from Inevitable Deep Blog. That's his name, from online. Multiple inside sources have come out stating that the Thurman versus Fundora pay-per-view numbers are a massive wake-up call for the sport. Reportedly doing just 38,000 buys is a quote-unquote bad look for PBC and their Amazon partnership. You can't keep overpricing mid-tier cars and expect the fans to carry the load. Is the pay-per-view model officially dead for anything under a mega fight? The fans have spoken. These numbers look like PBC can't even pay their staff.
Yeah, but what do you mean it looks bad for the sport? There's only one company so far that's doing pay-per-views, bro.
Yeah.
So it looks bad for PBC. It don't look bad for Jake Paul. It don't look bad for DAZN. You know what I mean? Like, those, whatever. He just wants to try to throw shade on boxing. No, it looks bad for the PBC. Looks bad for Al Heyman. Al Heyman's like hold on the sport is no longer there, right? Don't even hear Floyd or anyone talking about each other anymore. Those two have had a silent breakup. I think Floyd's still trying to figure out if Al Heyman robbed him, to be honest with you.
He's still trying to connect the dots.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, but Al, you sure? It says here that you were the head of my finances. No, it wasn't me. All right, I'll call you back. Yeah, I'm still suing Showtime. I'll call you back.
Yeah, it's like, Al, I have this videotape recording of you saying I'm robbing the living shit out of that guy. He thinks he robs the bank. I rob him behind his ass. What is this? Like, oh, that's not me. That's AI, bro. It's all AI. It wasn't me. Okay. I'll get back on the case with Steven Espinosa and Showtime.
Oh, that's fucking good. And the whole flooding of Showtime never went viral. Our media does suck. Only me and you bring it up, bro. Where are the skits of fucking Floyd Mayweather's receipts getting washed away in floods? Come on, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You guys do suck, man. For reals.
That's the 9/11, like, oh really, everything gets demolished, but the passports of the terrorists somehow survive, huh? It's like, oh, okay, there's this flood. Oh, what else gets destroyed in the flood? Nothing else flooded, just your receipts. Like, oh,
the passports were built stronger than the beams, Miguel. You didn't know that? It was the gasoline that burned right through them, but
I should have known. I was unaware how indestructible these passports can be, and land, how many fucking hundreds of feet down, and made it all the way down. But yeah, Showtime is up in that same up there. But anyway, yes, BBC looking bad. I don't know how many, we recently had Tim Zhu on, regular Amazon Prime. I watched it, but I don't know who the hell else did at that late night. But anyway, yes, that just throw that in there to add the more how quickly PBC has fallen. I'm not sure if they have. Oh yeah, they're gonna have the Zurdo and Benavides fight coming up in May. I might be forgetting another one, but that's the next one on pay-per-view. We'll see how that one does.
That one isn't on Netflix.
No. The Zurdo and I'll double check, but no, I'm fairly certain that one. I've taken a couple of pictures of when I went to the MGM recently, and I'm pretty sure that one is not.
Oh, you're right. You're right, because I think I even said I wish Netflix would have picked that up to see what the Mexican community could have done for them.
Yeah, Prime. I just taking a look at the banner that I saw. PBC pay-per-view live on Prime Video. So yeah, it's going to be PBC pay-per-view for that one.
You know what? Al Heyman better take the whole $100,000 that he made off of Fundora Thurman and put that into promoting this fight, man. Because if he does not get a good turnout with the lineup that he has, boxing is in a real bad place. Look, our Mexican fan base, could carry the sport on its back by itself, right? That's what it used to. That's what everyone used to say about the Mexican American fan base here. Just needed a good fighter. This is a hell of a card. If this doesn't turn out 600 to 800,000 buys, I'm being dead serious, man.
Well, but no, but you just said, like, when we just heard this guy saying, like, is it a bad look in boxing? Well, no, right? I mean, it's just it looks bad for PBC and PBC in particular, right?
But it looks bad for the Mexican American community. Like, bro, where are our fans?
Okay.
There's a whole roster of our fighters on this card, dude. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, this thing would have had no problem selling. The fucking crowd better be there. The atmosphere better be live. These are two action-packed fighters. Every dad and son better know that. Every grandfather, father, and grandson should know that. There should be gambling going on amongst families. Dads that are from Mexico should be gambling their sons that were born here. No, David's got them. Chairs should be thrown into fires, Miguel.
Yes. There'll be arguments of lots. Like, no, that's my lot. No, that's your lot. It's like, no, your mom left it to me. Those kind of arguments would come up. Yes.
It should be one of those fights, bro. It's an exciting fight. Both guys are barn burners. They throw 1,000 punches. David's known. Zuro's known. If this doesn't sell for the PBC, if this doesn't have a great showing, and we're all pay-per-view ready. All of us know how to buy pay-per-views, right? This is not old to us. In the boxing world, it is not an old thing. I know we always go back and it's been years, but, Garcia and fucking Tank showed that, right? I'm not saying that they're as popular in America as them two, but they showed that when we put up a good fight, people know how to buy it and watch it. So I'm hoping that fight turns out. Damn, man, that's L's last shot. Because I was literally gonna say I thought L let Zuro go. I thought L let Benavidez walk, but I guess he didn't. Because you know who the fighter is that I think did bring up about the contracts? Fucking Tank when he was being questioned about Shakur. I want to say it was Tank. The first one was like, oh, well, it might not work because I fight for Premier. I have a contract with Amazon Prime, and he fights under DAZN and freaking then it's not going to. And I was already like, oh, here we go with that bullshit. We're already going back to that. So I'd rather the PBC really go away. Let Al Heyman become the ghost manager that makes all the fucking things work like Floyd made him out to be. And let's get Tank, let's get David Benavidez, and who else do they got in the PBC there? And Fundora. Let's get them into Turkey's world so we can get some good fights on either Netflix or DAZN and get that. Did you see Turkey come out and compliment Netflix?
What was he? Go ahead. Yeah.
Just giving them the props for getting into boxing, saying they're making major moves. I thought that's really weird when you're trying to get DAZN to come out as #1 in boxing, right? Then you go on your platform, tell everyone to buy Netflix. Turkey must think we have a lot of money like his boss.
he must think that it just grows on trees around here. I don't know. I did see that, but I mean, he's had the Canelo and Crawford was on Netflix, right? So it's not like it's out of the realm of possibility by any stretch. I'm sure he's got his hands there to some degree. Maybe he's double dipping. I don't know, right? I mean, fuck it. If it can make money over here, make money over there. I don't know. Maybe he's okay with.
Do you think he's starting to notice that the platforms are not the same? Do you think DAZN was like, hey, why is our boss talking about those other guys? That's like him talking about another girl, dude. My wife's pretty, but this girl, she's really coming.
Yeah. it's like on Instagram, it's like, I know my wife is great, but holy hell, the titties on this chick, that's essentially what Turkey's doing here.
Divorce if I said the titties on this.
Right, compared to mine, no. Yeah, no, I mean that's
I'll wake up say, why does it smell like gasoline?
Wake up like, what the fuck? The hell's going on here? Like, this smells kind of funny in this room. Did someone leave the gas stove on? What the fuck? But yes, no, I get what you're saying. I don't know. It just seems like maybe he's got his hands in there too. I mean, it's not like he hasn't worked with them. maybe he is noticing. Maybe Crawford Canelo was an experiment. It's like, all right, let's see how many. We've seen the numbers that Canelo can do on DAZN. Let's see what they can do on Netflix, and maybe that's the direction they're going.
Or, hey, I wonder if it's Tyson Fury. That too. They're on Netflix this weekend, right?
Yes, they are.
So maybe he's seeing another fucking big push that's going to be coming down the pipeline again. Netflix does 20 million views or something like that. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Maybe Tyson and Conor Benn are doing good numbers over there in the UK for them. Yep.
It's a very real possibility. Okay, so that is all the topics that I have here.
Oh, Miguel.
Oh, yes, please.
I'm being a dick, but I got to throw this in there because Conor Benn has hell of fights under DAZN, right?
I know he has some. I don't know if it's hella.
His career's been with Eddie. You would have to think.
Okay, yeah, he's got a good amount.
A few fights with DAZN. So
yeah.
What if they're like spears he's ever had?
Wait, you're cutting off. One more time.
What if it's like AJ all over again, where he's getting the most views he ever had, right? He's going viral on the internet. He's like, and Turkey's like, dude, what's the difference? Well, the difference is he's not on DAZN this time. He's on Netflix. Well, wasn't that the same case with AJ? Yes, sir. That was the same case with AJ. Whoa. Yeah. Dude, Eddie's got to be a little bit nervous if they pull.
But it might not. What if it's not just Conor? What if like the numbers that they get is because Conor and Tyson?
Oh, definitely. You got to add Tyson, but it's not a good look for DAZN if 2 fights in a row, their guys leave a platform that they've been historically on for a while and then go and just have these outrageous numbers on Netflix. It's almost going to, if they're doing more numbers on Netflix than DAZN even has as subscribers, DAZN has a major issue.
Well, okay. I agree. However, this fight is going to be in the UK. So chances are it's going to be early over here Saturday. I don't think they'll do the same numbers that they would otherwise do if they do them like later on in the evening. They might still do great numbers, but I'm not sure if they're going to if they're going to, get that kind of the numbers they could potentially have gotten if they do it prime time here in the US.
Well, it'll be prime time in the UK.
Yeah.
So they have 20-something million subscribers out there. Let's see what their numbers are. We'll see what they pull, but yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. I know Eddie's kind of been giggling, but this can really backfire on him if Conor becomes, and I don't think he'll become a star because he has that blonde hair and it's just not an AJ kind of look. Sorry, Conor, you got to take that hair off, dude. You like fucking.
But he's got the tats. He's got the tats. He's got the bad boy look. He's got the Gervonta to some degree.
And that don't go with the blonde hair. It's the whole thing.
No, like, you're right.
Yeah, the whole. I don't know. I'm just not. I don't like it. I don't like his blonde hair. I don't like Zayas's blonde hair. I gotta bring that shit up too. Zayas, dude. Hey, they're woofing on the fight poster. They have the old Zayas. They have the Zayas that looks like he graduated, and the Zayas in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is that hairstyle, bro? Like, stop it.
We'll talk about that on Sunday because I have like the press conference that they had. That's going to be on the topic for Sunday because man, when I saw him show up, I was like, yo. Literally, in their last fight, you look like fucking Richie Valence's brother, right?
Yeah, man.
Shit. But here you're like looking like that. I'm not sure if that's a good. I mean, again, look at. We'll give you a pass on the cornrows because Cotto has done that, right? But dyeing the hair blonde, that's probably not a good idea.
Right. All right. Sorry, bro.
No, we're good. But anyway, that's going to do it for us. As I mentioned, make sure to check out our YouTube channel or obviously you're here, right? But continue to check it out this weekend in particular, Friday for the fight that I'm going to be attending. A young cat who's kind of a local star here, Dylan Capetillo. He's going to be making his professional debut on the undercard of this event taking place at the Cosmopolitan. I'm going to be going to the weigh-ins. I'm going to go into the fight itself, so make sure to check that out. It's going to be Brandon Adams versus, I can never pronounce the guy's name because he's an Irish guy, but the first name is very difficult to pronounce. Last name is Jarko. That's going to be the main event of that one. That guy's undefeated. So it's going to be, I think, on payperview.com, kind of one of those things. But if you can find it somewhere else, I'm sure you can. Make sure to check that out. But keep an eye on our YouTube channel because I'm going to be posting some videos there, coverage of this particular card. All right. That's going to do it for us here. We will be back as we normally are on Sunday. So we'll be back Sunday evening-ish. So make sure to stay tuned for that. For my co-host, Andrew, don't get it twisted, Lapache, I am Miguel Antonio Barragan, a.k.a. Fight Feed Migs. And this has been the Mad Boxing Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Take care and peace.